Hi, and welcome to the Hidden Secrets to Health. This is Christina Cole. I'm a certified health coach and a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. That really means that I have a lot of functional medicine training. I'm able to do various labs when I help out my clients. And I have found CBD to be a really useful tool for my clients and for myself. And one of the things that comes up often is sort of the good guy, bad guy with regards to CBD and THC. And so today we're going to talk about the top 12 CBD myths and misconceptions. This is an article that's located on Green Flower. It's written by Martin Lee, and it's also available under the cbdproject.org. And I'll leave those links below the video. So one of the different thought processes is that CBD is medicinal and THC is recreational. It's thought that CBD, it doesn't get you high, but it's causing quite a buzz among medical scientists and patients. And in the past year, it's seen a surge in cannabidiol, which is a non-intoxicating cannabis compound with significant therapeutic properties. There's tons of CBD available to purchase. It seems like everyone is selling it. In fact, someone told me the other day that it is the #1 direct sales product in the United States, potentially in other countries as well, but just in the United States, it's the #1 sort of, they call it your side hustle. And it's really understandable why, because CBD's been banned, and so now we're finding out the different uses for this particular herb and why it's beneficial. So let me just go through some of these different things in the article. The #1 misconception is that CBD is medical and THC is strictly recreational. Project CBD receives many inquiries from around the world, and oftentimes people are seeking CBD, the medical part of the plant, not THC, the recreational part that gets you high. And actually THC, the high causer, has awesome therapeutic properties as well. Scientists at the Scripps Research Center in San Diego reported that THC inhibits an enzyme implicated in the formation of amyloid beta plaque, the hallmark of Alzheimer's related dementia. The federal government recognizes single molecule THC, known as Marinol, as an anti-nausea compound and appetite booster, deeming it a Schedule III pharmaceutical. That's a category of drugs reserved with little abuse potential. But whole plant cannabis, which is the only natural source of THC, continues to be classified as a dangerous Schedule I drug with no medicinal value. So the #2 misconception is that THC is the bad cannabinoid and CBD is the good cannabinoid. Drug warriors strategic retreat, giving ground on CBD while continuing to demonize THC. Diehard marijuana prohibitionists are exploiting the good news about CBD to further stigmatize high THC cannabis, casting tetrahydrocannabinol as the bad cannabinoid, whereas CBD is framed as the good cannabinoid. And why? That's because CBD doesn't make you feel high like THC does. Project CBD categorically rejects this moralistic reefer madness dichotomy in favor of whole plant cannabis therapeutics. And there's a really interesting scientific paper called A Tale of Two Cannabinoids. I'd like to just go ahead and point out that there is a ton of pharmaceuticals that are very addictive, that certainly give people a high feeling, and that's part of why they are addictive. So it's interesting that an herb would be classified as not something that we should use, and we should consider it evil because it gives this high feeling, and at the same time we push pharmaceuticals that do the same thing, that cause a lot of other interior damage to your body. Okay, so #3, CBD is the most effective without THC, and that's not actually true. They actually work best together, a whole plant situation. Scientific studies have established that CBD and THC interact synergistically to enhance each other's therapeutic effects. British researchers have shown that CBD potentiates THC's anti-inflammatory properties in an animal model of colitis. Scientists at the California Pacific Medical Center in San Francisco determined that the combination of CBD and THC has a more potent anti-tumoral effect than other compounds alone when tested on brain cancer and breast cancer cell lines. So if that's something you're suffering from, having a whole plant program is going to be more beneficial according to studies than just using CBD or just using THC. And extensive clinical research has demonstrated that CBD combined with THC is more beneficial for neuropathic pain than either compound as a single molecule. I'm sure you've seen, or maybe you haven't, but I'm sure you'll be hearing about it, is that single molecule pharmaceuticals are superior to crude whole plant medicinals. And pharmaceutical companies have already isolated molecules in CBD and are using a synthetic brand to use. And as a functional practitioner, all of the things that I recommend to my clients are herbs. And I do find using whole plants to be a lot more beneficial than isolating parts of plants and using those. And that's because we're designed for plants to work within us. We're not designed for chemicals to work within us. So according to the federal government, specific components of the marijuana plant, THC, CBD, have medical value, but the plant itself does not have any medical value. Uncle Sam's single molecule blinders reflect a cultural and political bias that privileges big pharma products. Single molecule medicine is the predominant corporate way, the FDA approved way, but it's not the only way, and it's not necessarily the optimal way to benefit from cannabis therapeutics. Cannabis contains several hundred compounds, including various flavonoids, aromatic terpenes, and many minor cannabinoids in addition to THC and CBD. Each of these compounds has specific healing attributes, but when combined, they create what scientists refer to as a holistic entourage effect or ensemble effect, so that the therapeutic impact of the whole plant is greater than the sum of a single molecule. The Food and Drug Administration, however, is in the business of treating plants as medicine. And that's because you cannot trademark nature. CBD is not psychoactive. CBD is not an intoxicant, but it's misleading to describe CBD as non-psychoactive. When a clinically depressed patient takes a low dose of a CBD-rich sublingual spray or tincture and has a great day for the first time in a long time, it appears that CBD is a powerful mood-altering compound. Better to say CBD is not psychoactive like THC than to simply assert that CBD is not psychoactive. CBD won't make a person feel stoned, but it can impact a person's psyche in a positive way. And there's a lot of research establishing how CBD is a great tool to use for anxiety and depression. Psychoactivity is inherently an adverse side effect. According to politically correct drug war catechism, the marijuana high is an unwanted side effect. Big Pharma is keen on synthesizing medically active marijuana-like molecules that don't make people high. Although it's not obvious why mild euphoric feelings are intrinsically negative for a sick person or a healthy person for that matter. In ancient Greece, the word euphoria meant having health, a state of well-being. The euphoric qualities of cannabis are far from being an unwholesome side effect and are deeply implicated in the therapeutic value of the plant. We should be thinking of cannabis as a medicine first, said Dr. Tom Mikiura, that happens to have some psychoactive properties, as many medicines do, rather than as an intoxicant that happens to have a few therapeutic properties on the side. CBD is sedating. Moderate doses of CBD are mildly energizing or alerting, but very high doses of CBD may trigger a biphasic effect and can be used as sleep promoting. If CBD-rich cannabis flower confers a sedating effect, it's likely because of the myrcene-rich terpene profile. Myrcene is a terpene with sedative and pain-killing properties. CBD is not intrinsically sedating, but it may help to restore better sleep patterns by reducing anxiety. High doses of CBD work better than low doses. CBD isolates, or a single molecule, require higher doses than a whole plant CBD-rich oil extracts to be effective. But that doesn't mean single molecule CBD is a better therapeutic option than CBD-rich cannabis, which has a wider therapeutic window than a CBD isolate. Reports from clinicians and patients suggest that a synergistic combination of CBD, THC, and other cannabis components can be effective at low doses, as little as 2.5 milligrams CBD or 2.5 milligrams of THC. One of the things that a good practitioner will tell you with CBD is that you always want to start low and slow. If you take too much, it's not effective, and if you take too little, it's not effective. So you want to start low and slow and work your way into the right dosage for you. Some patients may require significantly higher doses of CBD oil to obtain satisfactory results. Keep in mind that CBD and THC and cannabis in general have biphasic properties, meaning that low and high doses can produce opposite effects. An excessive amount of CBD could be less effective therapeutically than a moderate dose. CBD converts to THC in a person's stomach, so this is a big misnomer. Orally administered CBD is well tolerated in humans, and that's again because we're designed to work with plants. But concerns about possible harmful side effects, which may limit CBD's therapeutic utility and market potential, were raised by misleading reports that CBD converts to high-causing THC in the stomach. It does not, and there is an article that you can read that supports this with evidence. There have been extensive clinical trials demonstrating that ingested CBD, even doses above 600 milligrams, does not cause THC-like psychoactive effects. On the contrary, CBD in sufficient amounts can lessen or neutralize the THC high. The World Health Organization studied the issue and gave CBD a clean bill of health in 2017 report that asserted simulated gastric fluid does not exactly replicate psychological conditions in the stomach, and spontaneous conversion of CBD to delta-9 THC has not been demonstrated in humans undergoing CBD treatment. CBD is fully legal in the United States because it's no longer a controlled substance. That's not quite true. The 2018 Farm Bill legalized the cultivation of industrial hemp, defined as cannabis with less than 0.3% THC in the United States, and removed various derivatives of hemp, including CBD, from the purview of the Drug Enforcement Administration and the Controlled Substances Act. But the Federal Food and Drug Administration views CBD as a pharmaceutical drug, and because it has already approved CBD as a pharmaceutical under the name Epidiolex for treating 2 forms of pediatric epilepsy, the FDA maintains that it is illegal to sell hemp-derived CBD as a dietary supplement. Legalizing CBD, but not cannabis, adequately serves the patient population. 17 U.S. states have enacted CBD only, or better said, low THC or no THC laws. And 30 states have legalized medical marijuana, not just CBD, in one form or another. Some states restrict the source of CBD-rich products and specify the diseases for which CBD can be accessed, and others do not. But a CBD-rich remedy with little THC doesn't work for everyone. Parents of epileptic children have found that adding some THC or THCA throughout unheated version of THC helps with seizure control. For some epileptics and many other people, THC-dominant products are more effective than CBD-rich products. And again, plants are designed to work within our bodies, and so finding what's right for your body is really what this is about. So one size, again, doesn't fit all with respect to cannabis therapeutics or any other medication, and neither does one compound for one product or one strain. CBD is CBD, doesn't matter where it comes from. It may be possible to extract CBD oil from some low-resin industrial hemp cultivars, but fiber hemp is by no means optimal source of CBD. Industrial hemp typically contains far less cannabidiol than high-resin CBD-rich cannabis flower types. Huge amounts of industrial hemp are required to extract a small amount of CBD, thereby raising the risk of contaminants because hemp is a bioaccumulator that draws toxins from the soil. So while you think about it, if you have an oil spill, planting a bunch of hemp is a great idea. It's a great way in 4 months to start sucking up some of the damage that you've done. But when we put that in our body, we're putting that same, we're using it for the same things, right? So we're putting in a good CBD into our bodies. It's helping pull out some of the things that we don't have in there. But if we're ingesting a CBD that's not clean, then we're just adding more toxins to ourselves. The debate over sourcing CBD is quickly becoming moot as plant breeders focus on developing high-resin cannabis varietals of marijuana that satisfy the legal criteria for industrial hemp, with THC measuring less than 0.3% and CBD levels exceeding 10% by dry weight. Pure CBD extracted and refined from industrial hemp or synthesized in a lab lacks critical medical terpenes and other plant compounds that interact with CBD and THC to enhance their therapeutic effects. So one of the things that I think is really important is actually sourcing, and that's because if you don't know what's in the product, you don't really know what it is that you're getting. I also think that it's important for people who are high-performing athletes and have different types of jobs that have drug testing, that you need to be aware of the products that have zero THC. The company that I've liked that's done a good job with this is Canaway. They do have a number of athletes and Olympic athletes that utilize their pure gold product, and that's because the way that they extract the THC is they actually isolate the THC molecule, and that's something different from most other CBD companies. They have been approved with the Anti-Doping Authority, and their products are all tested. So they have a QR code on every single product, lab results. I have a friend who has some law enforcement friends, and they actually gave him a bunch of CBD that was claimed to have no THC in it. When he tested it, it actually did. And so I think if you're someone who absolutely wants no THC in your product, even if it may have health benefits, there's lots of reasons why you don't want to have it, then I would suggest looking at the Canaway product, Pure Gold. Just reach out to me, and I